Hi, so today our topic is about leisure motivation. Leisure motivation is any psychological or physiological factors that drive us to partake in leisure activities, according to Chen and Pang in 2012. So we do leisure activity because of motivation, of course. So gumagawa tayo ng mga leisure activities because of certain motivations. Motivation can be psychological. When you say psychological, it's the mind. Or motivation can also be physiological. It means due to body factors, yung katawan natin. So, psychological motivation. So, we do leisure motivation. We do leisure activity in order for us to release stress. And then, for physiological naman, sa body natin, body factors, we are motivated to do leisure activities when our bodies feel tired from too much work. So, andyan na yung nag-engage tayo ng relaxation, or meditation in order to relax our body or to rest our body from doing too much work. Okay, so again, motivation can be psychological, it means the mind factors, or physiological, it means the body factors. People who engage in more leisure activities have been found to have a higher psychological well-being than those who do not. For the people who do more leisure activities, we can say that they have healthier minds, they're more positive, they're better at decision-making skills, and they're able to overcome the challenges in life. And for others who don't usually give time or engage in leisure activities, they usually have anxiety and depression. And of course, they cannot make good decisions in their lives. Accordingly, understanding the underlying motives of leisure can allow researchers to ensure that individuals partake in enough leisure activities to receive the positive psychological societal benefits. So in doing these activities, motives should be completely understood or known first. Ano ba yung goal ng participation in doing the activity? Motives are very important to be analyzed first in order to know if the goals have been met or have been met after doing the activity. So before you do a certain activity, you have to know your goals first para alam mo if na-meet mo yon after doing the activity. Okay, so let's go to motivational theories and leisure. Some motivational theories and leisure, so we have the three types. We have the intrinsic motivation in leisure, extrinsic motivation in leisure, and dopamine leisure motivation. So let's start with intrinsic motivation in leisure. Intrinsic motivation in leisure, it refers to motivation to engage in an activity due to personal enjoyment or gratifications that results from that activity. So, itong intrinsic, so coming from the word inside, it means it comes from within ourselves. Motivation comes from within or arises within self. Okay, nanggaling sa inside natin. Okay, sa sarili natin. So, it has two kinds, self-determination theory and the theory of planned behavior. Okay, first is the self-determination theory. The theory suggests that intrinsic motivation can be attributed to three psychological needs: the autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Before we go over to autonomy, competence, and relatedness, so ano ba yung self-determination theory? So I just want to ask you, have you ever noticed that you feel more motivated when you are empowered to make your own choices? Yung parang if you can make your own choice, parang more motivated ka, more empowered ka. Diba? That's the idea behind self-determination theory. Self-determination theory refers to a person's ability to make choices and manage their own life. So being self-determined means that you feel you are in great control. Okay? An example of self-determination theory is a person who decides to become healthy. For example, yung isang tao gusto niya maging healthy. So in order to do that, these people will need to start eating better, healthy foods, and of course, exercising. So the motivation to do this is the motivation to do this is going to need to be intrinsic kasi kailangan nanggaling sa'yo, within yourself. Meaning that you need to appreciate the value of eating better and exercising. Okay? And according to self-determination theory, people need to feel the following to achieve. So, kailangan daw ma-feel mo yung autonomy, yung competence, and relatedness para ma-achieve mo yung self-determination theory. So, autonomy, it refers to the need for an individual to control or direct their own behavior. So, with autonomy, people need to feel in control of their own behaviors and goals. With autonomy, this sense of being able to take direct action that will result in real change plays a major part in helping people self-determine. So when you say autonomy, so you can decide for yourself, okay? That's autonomy. With competence naman, refers to a person's need to complete a task successfully or within their own capabilities. With competence, people need to master tasks and learn different skills. When people feel that they have the skills needed for success, they are more likely to take actions that will help them achieve their goal. So, for example, ikaw, pag equip ka with skills, mas most likely you will do actions and steps to achieve your goals. Dito, sa competence, for example, gusto mo maging volleyball player, okay? O kaya, yun yung goal mo. You want to play volleyball. Yun yung leisure activity na gusto mong gawin. Okay? So, dito, self-determination theory, so within yourself. So, alam mo sa sarili mo that you need to learn different skills. Okay? To do the task successfully. O kaya within your own capabilities. Or kung hindi mo alam na hindi mo kaya, but you know that you need to learn the skills. So, kaya ka nagiging motivated to do a certain activity. Sa relatedness naman, refers to a person's need to obtain close personal connections with others. So, another essential part of self-determination is the ability to experience a sense of belonging and attachment to other people. Sa relatedness, you're motivated to do things pag na-feel mo yung sense of belongingness with other people. Okay? So, for example, you want to join a group of people na naglalaro ng volleyball. You join them. And then, you feel a certain attachment or belongingness. Parang na-feel mo na talagang part ka ng group na yon. So, na-feel mo, it means within yourself. It comes from within yourself. So, yun yung tinatawag na relatedness. So, you tend to do that activity, that leisure activity, because you feel that sense of belongingness with other people. Okay? Yun yung self-determination theory. Next is the theory of planned behavior. This theory analyzes motivational factors through deconstructing underlying factors of one's intention to complete an activity. So what does the theory of planned behavior explain? The theory of planned behavior is psychological theory that links beliefs to behavior. Pinag-uugnay niya or kinoconnect niya yung paniniwala mo sa behavior mo. Okay, for example, so meron tayong 3 different means dyan, yung attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavioral control. Nasa intrinsic pa rin tayo within yourself pa rin to. Okay, ito nga lang, inililink niya yung belief mo sa behavior mo. For example, sa attitude, refers to an individual's personal evaluation of the activity in question. Sports. Okay, let's talk about sports. Yung attitude mo about sports is, or yung belief mo about sports is, you know that sports have good effect to your health. Then, with that kind of attitude, with that kind of belief, then, you will do it. Okay? Yun yung personal evaluation mo sa activity na yun Maganda yung sports, makakatulong sa'yo yun. Then, you will do it. Of course, again, it's intrinsic. It comes from yourself, not from other people. Subjective norms naman refers to an individual's perception of social pressures placed upon them to complete a task or activity. Ito naman is you felt pressure, for example, from your family or from your friends. So, hindi to outside even though the pressure comes from the other people, still it's in you, yung feeling. Okay, ikaw pa rin nakakaramdam niyan, kaya sinasabing subjective. So, you feel a certain pressure from friends or family. For example, your father was very good in basketball during his time. So, gusto niya, you also will be good in basketball. Okay? Gusto niya ay mag-join ka, for example, sa mga basketball team. Okay? Kagaya niya. So, that's subjective norms. Pressure. Yung friends mo, mahilig, for example, mag-swimming. Okay? Hindi ka naman mahilig mag-swimming. Pero because they always want you to be with them, so they will put pressure on you. Pag hindi ka sumama sa amin mag-swimming, hindi ka namin friend. Okay? So that's pressure. Okay? So that's subjective norms. Perceived behavioral control naman, assessment of one's prior capabilities when previously partaking in an activity. Sa perceived behavioral control, you already assess yourself about your capabilities. You already know the skills. You know you have the skills to do a certain activity. Then, you do it. Okay? So, yun yung perceived behavioral control. Okay, next is the extrinsic motivation in leisure. So, it's defined as one's motivation to partake in an activity or task due to external factors. Extrinsic means from the outside. Okay, extrinsic means outside. Extrinsic motivation is when someone feels motivated to do something to gain a reward or avoid a punishment. Yung isang tao, he does a certain activity because he wants something in return. He wants something in return, either a reward or ayaw naman niyang punish. For instance, they may hope to get money, gifts, or recognition. It can play a role across many areas of life. For example, yung boss mo, might hold let's say competition at work, kung ano mang competition, for example, design competition, in which the winner earns a prize. Okay? So ikaw, dahil gusto mo yung prize, so sasali ka dun sa design contest or design competition. O kaya naman, yung parents mo, for example, nung bata pa tayo, usually ganito to eh. Pag sinabi ng parents natin, okay, if you will do this certain chores for the week, naglinis ka ng bahay, then I will give you a special treat. Okay? Okay, additional baon, additional allowance. Okay? And then you're motivated to do that. Okay? So that's extrinsic. Okay, so the first type of extrinsic motivation in leisure is the operant conditioning in leisure motivation. B.F. Skinner initially outlined the theory behind operant conditioning, stating that any learned behaviors achieved through means of reward or punishment were a product of operant conditioning. So, sa operant conditioning, we all engage in behaviors that we know will lead to good outcomes, diba? So, we do behaviors or activities na alam natin may magandang outcomes. We also tend to avoid behaviors that we know will have negative consequences. So, here, it makes sense that being rewarded for something makes you want to do it more often. O kaya naman, being punished makes you want to do it less. Hindi mo gagawin pag alam mo mapapunish ka. This type of learning is what the behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner dubbed it operant conditioning, and it can have a powerful effect on your everyday behavior. It is a learning method that employs rewards and punishments for behavior. Through operant conditioning, an association is actually made between a behavior and a consequence, so whether negative or positive for that behavior. So, meron tayong operant conditioning case study. So, ito yung case study ni Jim, okay, showing operant conditioning. So, Jim is a university student who loves popular culture. As a part of his leisure time, Jim participates in a classic film-based trivia with his friends at a local bar every Wednesday night. The prize each week is a $250 bar tab to be used on both food and drinks. After placing badly in the first few events, Jim decided to read books about classic films 3 times in a week to get an edge over his competition. The following week, Jim's team won the bar tab. As a result, Jim has continued his reading behavior in his leisure time every week for 3 years. In this situation, Jim has been operantly conditioned to increase a leisure activity in the hopes of receiving an external reward, which is the $250 bar tab. So si Jim, mahilig siya sa mga popular culture. So, every week nasa bar siya, may contest doon. Classic film-based trivia. Like, you have to answer the question about classic film. So, nung una, medyo natatalo siya. Okay? Gusto niya nung price na $250 bar tab. Kasi, pwede siya mag-order ng pagkain tsaka inumin with $250. So he's really motivated to win that $250 yung prize. So ang ginawa niya, every week talaga, nag-aaral talaga siya. Nakalagay dyan, nagbabasa siya ng books about popular films para ma-receive niya yung external reward. Okay, so yun yung operant. Conditioning case study. Social learning naman, individual learns behaviors through observation and how reward influence these learned behaviors. Social learning theory is the study of learned behaviors through the observation, modeling, and imitating new behaviors that are, let's say, reinforced or done by other people or models. So, ibig sabihin, nag-observe siya, pinomodel niya, ginagaya niya yung behavior ng ibang tao. Okay? As a result, new behaviors either continue or cease depending on how they are reinforced or rewarded in the social environment. So, pag syempre maganda yung effect doon sa tao na ginagaya niya, then he will do that. Okay? So, kung hindi, isi-cease niya yun. Hindi niya gagawin yan. Hindi niya pagpapatuloy yun. So, what's the main idea about social theory learning? It's actually proposed by Albert Bandura. He said that people learn through observing, imitating, and modeling others' behavior. Okay, so we have another case study, social learning theory case study. Whilst undergoing an extremely stressful morning at work, Gordon decided to go for a walk. So as Gordon wandered down the corridor, he observed a colleague participating in a brief meditation at her desk. Intrigued, Gordon asked his colleague why she was meditating. His colleague replied that it helped her concentrate and stay calm on the stressful days. Gordon then decided to partake in a meditation at his desk to hopefully receive those benefits. Gordon was motivated by social learning theory as he had observed an action, which is the meditation, that had yielded a reward, increased concentration and elevated stress, and modeled the action in the hopes of receiving the same reward. So, social learning theory, si Gordon, nakita niya yung colleague niya. Napansin niya lagi nagme-meditate. So, he asked his colleague kung bakit siya lagi nagme-meditate. So, sabi ng colleague niya, it helped her daw to be more concentrated on her job, stay calm, less stress, ganyan. So, because of that, so in-observe niya yung colleague niya. And then, ginawa niya, ginaya niya, he imitated the behavior. So, hoping na the positive outcomes that happened to his colleague, he will also have it. Okay, so mafe-feel niya rin. Magiging niya rin yung reward na nakuha ng colleague niya. Okay, so we have the dopamine and leisure motivation. Okay, so dopamine leisure motivation, this is largely due to the activation of the dopaminergic systems when an individual perceives a particular object or activity. As a result, individuals may seek out stimuli or activities such as leisure activities that activate these reward responses of the brain. So dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is released in response to pleasant experiences and plays a role in both motivation and motor functioning. Dopamine is most notably involved in helping us feel pleasure as part of the brain's reward system. So, for example, sex, shopping, smelling cookies baking in the oven, all these things can trigger dopamine release or a dopamine rush na tinatawag. This is actually feel-good neurotransmitters, okay? So, what does dopamine do for motivation? It also gives you the motivation to do something when you're feeling pleasure. Dopamine is part of your reward system. The system is basically designed to reward you or to reward us when we do things we need to do to survive. For example, eat, drink, ganyan. So, kumbaga, feel-good neurotransmitter ito. So, nanggagaling ito sa brain natin. It's a chemical. Okay? So, nare-release siya when we do something that we like. Okay? Nare-release siya. And then, once na-release siya sa brain natin, we have this feeling of pleasure and satisfaction. So, yun yung part of the reward system ni dopamine. So, for example, nag-shopping ka, you will feel good. You will have this feeling of pleasure and satisfaction, and that's because of dopamine. Okay, so